and you can read that, right? Okay, so multi-agent system network supervisor hierarchy. Let's start looking at that. So basically what I'm trying to say, these are the architecture and these are the design pattern. Typical when we talk of system design, no? So that kind of structure is here. Okay, multi-agent system network supervisor hierarchy, planning agent, plan and execute. You give it a plan, it will execute. Reasoning means you come up with a plan and then you critique it, like how we work in companies. We make a plan, but we send it to our boss before executing. So that kind of concept, like, so two people are involved, right? So planning agent and reasoning agent. Okay, like that, reflection agent, tree of thoughts agent. So all these design patterns are there. If you do Lang graph has given code for all of these. You can go to this link and check the code. Okay, so how Lang graph designs a, okay, so how Lang graph treats a agent. In Lang graph, an agent is an independent entity which is composed of a dedicated LLM. Like for example, if you have two agents, they can have their own LLMs. Agent work can work with ChatGPT. Agent 2 can go to Mistral or Falcon or Llama. Each agent has its own LLM, has its own set of tools. Agent work 1 can work on CSV tool. Agent 2 can work on, let's say, web search, web scraping. Agent 3 can work on DB. Okay. So this blue box is one agent. Okay. Independently running agent. Autonomously, independently running agent. It has no dependency on other agent. Okay. It will only communicate to the other agent. It will not need anything from the other agent to do its work. Okay. It will give output. It will take input. Just the prompt, input prompt, output prompt. Rest, it will do its work independently. Okay. So this blue box is one agent. It is composed of an LLM and the tools. Once you put this blue box into multiple structure, that's where you start getting multi-agent. So this is known as network of agent, where each agent can talk to all the three. Like if it's a network of 4, you can talk to all 4. This is a supervisor pattern where the boss talks to the juniors. Juniors don't talk to each other. Okay, it goes back to the boss. Okay. Hierarchy. This is teams. This is how we work in our organization. Okay, we work in different teams, and our combined goal is to achieve organization goals, right? And this is custom, where we define this will talk to this will talk to this, but this will not talk to this. We define each and every edge. So from a Lang graph perspective, basically Lang graph is designed on, okay, one slide is missing. Lang graph is designed on a concept of graphs, nodes, and edges. Okay, if you know a graph, the circular thing is called a node. Okay, so one agent is a node. Okay, and so this is, assume this is a graph. Actually, I think one slide got missed here. I had the details, but it is missing here. So this is a graph. Okay, so assume this is a graph. Okay, this is a node which is an independent running agent, and then it will talk to the edges. Edges means we will define what to do. Okay, so for this is a planning agent, this is a research agent, this will be a node, that is planning agent will send the data to it, and one node saves the state, that is whatever that agent has done, the memory part. Okay, input and the output will be saved for once, right? That is the state of it. It will not change till you give it other input. Okay, and you can turn on saving, that is if you're giving multiple inputs, it will keep on saving the memory. Okay, that is a provision in Lang graph. Okay, now you can read about Lang graph score concept on this website. Okay, let me show you one example. So this is agent 1 generate. Okay, it will go to second agent with initial response. This is second agent called reflect. Okay, it will do the reflection on the inputs which is coming from here. Okay, and then it will say that, okay, line number 1 is not good, it has so and so issues. It will send it back to this. Okay, so you can assume this is one graph node, this is second graph node, these are the edges. Okay, and it will go back and reflect back on the whatever are the suggestions. Then it will start reflecting on it, refine its results, and this will repeat in loop. Okay, let's quickly have a look at the code. Okay, this is Lang graph, Lang chain. Okay, This is one API. Fireworks also very good if you want to use open. I mean, it will be like very minimum charge. You can go to this website, Fireworks. Those who want to work on other than Open GPT. Okay, this has many models hosted, DeepSeek. Okay, multiple models are there, and the charge is really very low. Okay, so it gives you an API, and with that API, you can call all these models. At a very low price. Okay, it doesn't charge us too much. Okay, so it has all these. Okay, you can all these free open source models are hosted. You can call any of them. You can go to Mistral. Okay, you can call following Mistral model. Okay, so if you see here, there'll be one. You can sign in with your Google account and start using. Just give the Firework API, and then you can use any model. For example, in this code, it is using Mistral. Okay, so we go here. Now, this is LangGraph. Okay, LangGraph, these are the basic methods you'll have to use: AI message, base message, human message. Human message is the prompt, AI message is the output, base message is where you make a start. Okay, now let's look at a very simple example. Let's look at one agent. Okay, okay. So this is the generation node. I told you that this line is called a node. Okay, this is one node. Okay, and that node has a state. It maintains that state. This is generation node. This is reflection node. Okay. Reflection node has one agent and generation node has another agent. Okay. You add those node and you build the graph, state graph. Add this node, add second node, and the two agents are defined on the top. So we are using Mistral. Okay. Here we define the Mistral model. Okay. So the first is, for example, agent one, we are saying write an essay. Okay, so it generates this essay. This goes to the second one. Okay, reflection prompt. It says that, okay, tell me what is wrong with my essay. So the introduction provides clear. It is reviewing the essay. This is the second agent, and then you build a graph around this, which is the base graph, and then you can call more than one agent. So this is an example of multimodal. You'll have to try this out. This is, I can explain the theory, but only when you little bit. This is the entire code of a multi-agent system, two agents running together. Once you try, you'll get comfortable at it. You can. This code works. There is no error in this code. You can use this code as it is, and you have to give it a try. Like this, there is code available for all the frameworks. In case if you also want to, try on LangGraph, you have code available for everything from them. A very nice support. This is the supervisor kind of thing. You can run this code. Most of this code runs. Sometimes there'll be error. You can give that error to ChatGPT. It will solve that error. Okay. All right. So this is multi-agent system. But as I said, if you start working on agents, you do not have to build it from the scratch. There are many marketplace available. You can hook up to these agents. And most of the work that you can think of doing is being solved by these marketplaces. There will be no need that you start from scratch. Okay. Okay. I have explained multi-agent system. I have explained marketplace patterns. What else is there here? Okay. If you go to companies, if you log into hyperscaler, like if you want to do agents on Microsoft Azure or if you want to do on GCP, they even have a studio available, Copilot Studio, where you can just drag drop. Okay, you can design agents by simple drag drop. You can pull an agent to do a Google search. So it allows you. Copilot has a Copilot Studio. Okay, it is recently launched. Google also has a Vertex Studio, Vertex AI Studio. You just go there and you can simply design agents by drag dropping, like low code, no code kind of a solution, right? There's a huge tool list. You start defining agent. You just pull the kind of tool you need to do. You connect it to a knowledge base, and simple by drag drop you can design agents. I have personally not tried it, but if you listen to these keynotes, the latest keynote, these are not very old. Satya's one was 5 months old, and I think Sundar's was roughly 8 9 months old. If you listen to their latest keynotes, or if you go to their website, They are coming with the studio where you can do it in low code, no code mode. Okay. Last thing, Langsmith. So if you once you go into details of designing, what will happen is when we do coding, right, we need something to do debugging, observability, right? How do you know that you know so this will generate an answer, right? Let's say I was showing you. It says that we saw the example that generate a write an essay. Okay. Now, what reasoning this has done? If it is good, fine. If it is not good, how do we know what reasoning did it do? What hyperparameter did it use? If you're slightly unhappy with the result, for example, we do debugging, right? And we want to change one value. For example, for 10, this is the output. What will be for 20? So we do not run the entire code again. We write a quick, we right click and say that quick watch. And in quick watch, while debugging, we can just change the value and see the output, right? So if you want to do that kind of thing, okay, you need frameworks. These are known as observability frameworks. These are known as monitoring framework, evaluation frameworks. How do you know the results are good? Again, if you're working with LangGraph, LangGraph have its own Langsmith. Okay, this is the framework. Okay, which can help you maintain life cycle. Okay, you can do debugging, collaborate, test, monitor your LLM applications. If you're designing your LLM application using LangGraph, you can use Langsmith. Okay, again, it will be a simple Google sign-in. Okay, and then if you run this code with Langsmith checked in, you will be able to see the output as well. Okay, and you will be able to debug it, right? Basically, you do not have to compile the whole code. For example, if you're just changing one line in the simple prompt or one word, it doesn't mean you have to do the whole compilation again. You just simply, in the Langsmith itself, you can make the changes and do the debugging. Well, basically, the typical code debugging we do is supported by that. Similarly, if you go to hyperscalers, AWS has Bedrock observability. They have also developed such tools. These are very, very recent. They have been launched in January itself. As I said, this space is moving really, really fast. So the development is happening every day. Okay, so these tools are now very important. I mean, it helps you to debug and monitor and test your LM applications, and some cases evaluation also. Right? You need to. I think there was a question: how do we know the answer is good or bad? So you need to do ground truth evaluations. Now, all those are separate topic. Ground truth evaluation, like how do you evaluate? uh, 10, 15, 20 minutes topics, we can do that once you get little comfortable, right? Once you get into deeper into it. So these are just overview sessions so that you get comfortable and start working on it. Once you start working, and if you need more details, then we can do those sessions. Okay, from a presentation point of view, I have this is the only thing I have to present. I don't think I have anything else.
So, and we have to, like, in terms of memory management, context management, we have to write another layer which will take care of these things. So, any experience related to
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So that is perfectly fine. That's what Sadiq. Yeah, you're right. If you, I mean, if you go to that GitHub repo that I just showed, awesome agents, you're correct. Your observation correct. These are extremely bloated. They make it very, very heavy. You can write simple Python programming. If your use case is very simplified, there's no need to go to that. But I covered in this session because I feel it makes it easy for learners like us. But if you go to that website, Sadiq, awesome agents, all those are designed without using these libraries. So I think Sadiq is right. Initially, it will become heavy. You might feel it easy to
Mhm.
define things. You do not have to worry too much about communication collaboration if you use a framework, but it has often been observed that they do become quite heavy. Although having said that, the sales one that I was talking about, the 25 plus agents that we have built for a sales end-to-end pipeline, we have used 2.ai. We do not see much problem because the usage is not like, it's not like there are hundreds of RFP in a day. They typically do 2 to 5 RFPs in a month. So it is okay. We don't see the problem, but I think Sadiq, if you go to real world where there is, agents are fired left, right, and center, thousands of requests coming, frameworks will definitely.
Okay. So it's I joined little bit late. So this is, can you paste or give me the link of Awesome Agent, because I saw There are a lot of.
Yeah. Let me post all those links. Yeah, while we are
Yep.
talking. Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll start posting all the links also here.
Hi Gaurav, this is Rakesh here.
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask a very brief question, which was if you were to use the AWS environment,
Mhm.
then what is the service that we would use to get started with the agent?
Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock.
Okay. And what was the hyperscaler thing that you were mentioning? Sorry, I
This,
missed that part.
actually, this AWS GCP are called hyperscalers, right? That's a generic word we use for these, right? So hyperscalers are nothing but public clouds. AWS, GCP, Azure.
Okay. I'm so sorry, I got confused about
Yeah,
that.
actually, Rakesh, there's a dedicated slide also. I can bring it up. I have shown the whole AWS. I didn't cover it in these sessions, but in the deck that I'm going to share now, right, you will have a dedicated
Mhm.
slide showing entire AWS landscape of AI ML.
That would be super awesome, Gaurav.
Yeah, it is there. The slide is there. I'll quickly bring it up. Those
Gaurav.
who are AWS only. So this is the deck I'm going
Mhm.
to upload now. As Richa said, right, what we decided was we'll do it all together. So these two slides you
Okay.
can refer to. Where are the two slides? Yeah, this is the AIML stack, the entire AIML stack.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
In this Amazon Bedrock, this we zoom onto this. This is a generative AI stack, Amazon Bedrock. If you go here,
Okay.
this entire offering of AWS on generative AI.
Mhm. I see. Okay.
Okay, so this will be slide number
Yeah.
50 to 56. We'll cover this. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Gaurav.
Yeah, I think Richa, that VPN I'm
Can
having.
I stop sharing, Gaurav? Do you want to share your win?
Yeah. Actually, VPN is having some issue. Maybe I'll show later on. It's fine, Richa.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay, Gaurav. That's completely fine.
Gaurav, one more question. So, can we also download this framework locally, as you mentioned, Crew?
Crew.ai is open source, and I think LangGraph is also open source. You can. Crew.ai is 100% open source. LangGraph, I didn't try. It should be open source only. Crew.ai, I'll give you the link. There's a GitHub link available. We can download. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Would that not be too heavy for a personal computer,
Yeah.
Gaurav?
No, it is not heavy to download, but it is heavy to run. As somebody said, right? It is
Yeah.
definitely bloated. But again,
Mhm.
if your use case is that, as I said, right, it's all about the volume. If the
Right.
your
Right.
ease of coding and the volumes are low, right? 5 times, 6 times volume trigger
Mhm.
it. Right? It is easy to code. It makes it very easy. We saw it just a 3 line code. If you do this 3 lines in Python, you'll have to write little more code, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for POC, I think these frameworks are good. So we can
Yeah.
try
Even I
with
believe
POC.
that, right? Frameworks are good for me. Once you learn the concepts, then you can slowly move away from them and see that how it is done in Python.
Okay. So Gaurav, how many POCs are in production right now?
For my company, how you're, I mean, or you're
No, no.
asking
So
about.
from a customer facing point of view, internal productivity, I can understand. You can directly get liberty in terms of development, in terms of deployment and all. But when it comes to the actual customer and related to Gen AI, so do you have?
So,
Yeah.
do you see the, did you join at this time when I showed this directory, AI agent directory landscape? Did you see this one
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I showed
I
it?
can. Yes,
So
yes.
these are all production only, right? These are
No,
all
no, no.
agent.
I'm talking about maybe your personal
Okay,
experience in terms of.
I think from an agent perspective, we are yet to go live as far as I know. We are only done racks so far. We are still trying to show clients what agents can do, showcasing them how we have done it. At least I have not worked on a production ready POC. This is just still in RFP proposals going on. We have not done live so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with Gaurav. That is the general case. Everybody is looking at, getting traction internally first and then going outwards.
Yeah. Because I mean, that's in general, right? Because the trust is still not there, the confidence is still not there. But I feel the field is going. we will soon have many POCs live. I don't see stopping of this. Like, initially, we thought the same for RAG also, but people have now realized how important is RAG. So when we are getting things on RAG, slowly agents will also come because bottom line is still the LLM.
Yeah. And this MCP is going to definitely help
MCP
a
is
lot.
another thing, right? Yes, yeah, yeah. If you go to AWS sessions and summits, I mean, those big guys show too many live use cases. I mean, if you go to those summits, if you listen to keynotes, they do show Bloomberg is using, this is using, that is using. Crew.ai, the company, right? If I log into their website, it shows 15 million plus agents live. Now, 15 million is what the number they show. So, I mean, we are not doing it, but I think people are doing it, I feel.
Yeah, I have shared one page link as well. I have seen there are multiple products launched, but we have to explore the use case.
So,
Let's show this website once again. Okay, the one I talked about. Where is that? I think I should
another
keep on sharing.
experience which I have is like there are few startups. Okay, they claim that they have done AI agent and all those things. So what I have done is like I contacted them and wanted to uh, give some of the projects in terms of implementation. And what I realize is that they are going to the it's not like plug and play kind of thing which they can do, whereas every time they have to start with discovery requirement session and then get into the development. So the same thing can be done by a software company. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is what Crew.ai claims. Now, again, it's a big number. This is the companies that they claim, but of course, as you said rightly, startups and new companies claim themselves like this, but this is what it claims.
it's the Screw.ai. I tried at the start,
Yeah,
I think around 7-8 months back. So my experience was not good. They were not production ready that time.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's the case. I mean, the companies are also improving so rapidly that if you say that I tried them 7 months back, now that experience would not count because they have evolved.
True,
That
true.
is that is
Yeah.
what is the pace is so high of improvement or matureness, whatever it is, that is so high that we cannot even keep pace with all the developments, right?
Yes. I attended one interview last week only. There were few questions which I was not able to answer, and there were different terminology, and there are like now billions of terminology in AI, and
Correct.
it's very hard to remember everything.
Yep.
You are not the only one facing the problem, sir.
Interviews are really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, interviews are tough because first of all, I think we guys are used to little bit mass hiring. In AI, what happens is they look out for one person, 1 or 2%, and they hire rest of the juniors because it's all Python coding. So coding part is really not that great, right? I mean, if you look from traditional, when we used to do Java programming, cloud migration, we are used to teams of 10, 20, 30. In AI, there's one guy, two guy. Even if I look at the whole team which built the 25 turns working. We were just guiding them. So that's the thing with AI, that the coding is much more simplified now. You do not do all the models are there, all the algorithms are there. So yeah.
Yep.
I think, but still there are the areas where, like telecom, right, where core network side, we are still facing how to replicate that part. So what I thought, so there is still ways where we can explore, but yeah, there are so much workaround and other things we are doing as because we can't say nowadays it's a hype because it's everywhere, right? Some session, anyone can nominate your name and we can further explore together.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think all the sessions, which I think it has need not be technical. I think we can have leadership and other kind of sessions as well. Like that's more than welcome.
Right. We have that type of session. So, firstly, we want to complete this series as people has demanding mostly on as emerging Gen AI Now we are thinking about the quantum as well, because we don't want to go as a hands-on code, but as a leader, we should aware how this technology is going, right, as per current trend. And every day it is changing, that we are seeing, and it is very fast. So actually, we will firstly complete, and parallel, we are going to start the leadership series as well. And there are few people already nominated their name, and with the topic, and we'll see further like how it will go.
Okay, Richa. Okay then.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gaurav. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, guys.
Have a nice
Thanks
weekend.
for
Thank you,
the
Gaurav.
opportunity.
Thank you, Richa.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 See you. See you later. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.